Microsoft, what they have done is they've done a bunch of structural moves over the last little while that is really being amped up if you don't correct these things. So, the first starts with the level D being removed, right? So, I'm not going to beat on that horse. Everybody knows about it. But, if you're on here and I can see some of the companies that are on here that are level D customers, your E licenses just went up 15% overnight. Now, add to that on July 1st, they have price increases coming on on that. If you've got a bunch of F licenses, those are going up 25% on July 1st. So depending on when your renewals are, you're faced with price escalations because a tier's gone and price increases. Ramp, right? And so then the next thing that Microsoft likes to do is say, okay, we understand that we've made these changes because this is what we're seeing them do in market right now, right? What we're going to do is we'll do a payment scheme with you where we'll ramp your payment for the next 3-year term so that you start at a lower amount but exit at a higher amount. So maybe you start at $2 million a year, but your year 3 price is $4 million a year, and they've basically doubled it up in order to help you figure out a short-term budget thing because you didn't budget for this, but hey, you sure can go and budget for it next year if we do, we help you out as a good partner, right? Well, think about where I started. I started this intentionally, right? Because I'm seeing this happen in market, and I'm telling people, if you guys aren't setting your finance and procurement processes properly, this is just going to continue to escalate, right? And then the other thing that they're doing is, and I put a blog post, I put a LinkedIn post out about this, and a Microsoft person actually commented on it, and it took me everything not to respond to them, because I basically in that blog post put what's here is that what Microsoft does is they bloat the counts in your proposals, right? And in the scenario that we were talking about on the blog post, I can't remember the full details of it, but there was something like $7.5 million of licenses that were in there that Microsoft knew were not required, but put in the proposal anyways. And this rep got on and said, oh, we never do that. And I'm like, okay, you